Welcome to Daily Game, and on today's show, we're going to talk about EAFC's latest competition, some Xbox financial results, and we now have a reason why Mario and Sonic didn't go to London. But first, let's start off with Mafia Definitive Edition, which is making its way to Game Pass on August 13th. Pretty good game. Definitely check it out if you have Game Pass. RGG studio director Masayoshi Yokoyama got fans excited for Yakuza's upcoming live-action adaptation by saying, quote, "There's a major surprise at the end of episode 1. When I saw the ending, I couldn't help but scream. I jumped on my feet in my office, excited by the drama's twist. My hands were trembling as I took a smoke in our smoking room right after that. I was that affected. I thought it was amazing." He also added, "Aspects of the original's essence are built in everywhere. The game fans who love the original story will understand. The spirit is there. They'll see surprises almost every 30 seconds. If you're new to the game, it's a new world. If you know it, you'll be grinning the whole time." Like a Dragon Yakuza debuts on Amazon Prime October 24th. A PlayStation email sent to subscribers advertising this month's PS lineup also accidentally confirmed Secret Agent Clank, which was never previously officially announced, is coming to the service soon. Fable developer Playground Games appears to have opened a third studio, WCCF Tech. Notice this line in their LinkedIn page that references 3 world-class studios. Their official site still mentions only 2 locations, so this has yet to be confirmed. EAFC challenger UFL will host its second open beta this weekend between August 2nd and August 4th. You can already preload it on PS5 or Xbox Series X. The game is slated to be free to play at launch, and the first beta was played by more than 1.3 million players. Microsoft released financial results for the 3 months ended June 30th, 2024. Gaming revenue was up 44% year over year. That includes 48 points of net impact from Activision. Without that acquisition, gaming revenue would actually have been down 4%. Xbox hardware revenue declined 42% year over year, but Xbox content and services revenue, which includes Xbox Game Pass, was up by 61% this quarter. Again, the majority of this, 58 points, comes from Activision Blizzard. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella claimed its gaming division now has over 500 million monthly active users across platforms and devices. Now, everything about this piece of data that was released just kind of goes to show that Xbox understands that there's only one direction that they can now head in. When you look at the hardware revenue being declining by 42%, but then content and services actually being up by 61%. There's a lot to pull from this. Obviously, Activision Blizzard has had a major impact on their revenue ever since their acquisition, but you combine that with the fact that they continue to talk about you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox. There's a reason why they're pursuing that. It's not a choice. It's obviously because they have to. Their hardware revenue is just so down at this point. And, when you look at 500 million monthly active users, that kind of just further goes to show that this aim that Xbox has had of putting their games on more platforms is working for them. So we're not going to see them stop that anytime soon. And finally, we may now have the answer as to why there isn't a Mario and Sonic London Olympics game. Eurogamer interviewed game producer Lee Cocker, who's worked on every game in the series, and he claims the IOC did not renew the license and allowed it to lapse in 2020 because they wanted to look at other partners and NFTs and esports. Basically, the IOC wanted to bring it back to themselves internally and look at other partners so they would get more money. Now, the headlines I kept seeing everywhere was that IOC dishes Mario game for NFTs, and that's kind of half the story, I feel. Honestly, those games are just no longer profitable anymore. The first one was very impactful. I believe it sold over 13 million copies, and then the last 5 entries combined did not outsell those first 13 million. I think the last game that they produced sold under 1 million. It's just this is not enough for Nintendo to continue doing this, especially Nintendo, because they're the ones that honestly have the least to gain from this because Mario is just so damn popular. And I think Nintendo used to look at this as like great marketing, especially with Tokyo. Mario was sort of one of the faces and mascots that we saw during the Tokyo Olympics. He was in kind of like that super cool sizzle reel that they did introducing the Olympics to Tokyo. But at this point, you have to understand that when it comes to licensing, that pie now has to get split so many ways, and this just isn't enough to go around for everyone to get a proper slice. And I think that's really it. I think the IOC just understood, yeah, I don't think this is actually financially going to work. But even given the opportunity, I don't think Nintendo want to do this again either. I don't think there's really much of a benefit for them. They can make way more money releasing another Mario Party, for example. But I think that if given some time, I think they can come back to this with Sega and make this successful. Again, Switch is at an all-time popularity. They're about to launch a new console. So I think it's something that I would reconsider for the next, 4 years, whenever the next Olympics is. And before we go, quick shout out to EA Sports. College Football 25 has seen over 5 million unique players during its first week of availability. Incredible. That's it for today. Like it if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and check out the Cam Cody podcast every Monday. Peace.